To another haunted installment of Disney Debates Halloween edition. Tonight's spooky selection of questions include: which Disney movie should be remade in stop-motion Burton Sellick style? Which Disney character would make the best survivor of the zombie apocalypse? And which Disney attraction would make the best location for a slasher movie? So, put on your daft disguise, grab your candy bucket, and make your way for Halloween Town as we head on down to the arena. In this corner, a man who is friends with all animals, even creepy crawly spiders and the vampire bats. Give it up for Pergron, the people's champ.
Hello. Happy to be back. We're going to do better this time.
And in the other corner, always eager to spend his Halloween in the parks, getting into whatever hijinks he can, and willing to take on the people's champ. It's Tiki!
Yeah, let me say a few words about the people's champ here. I'm fully embracing my role as a villain this debate. The people's champ is going down. He fumbled last time, and he's going to totally flop this time. What do you have to say about that, Pergron? Animal boy. Mr. I love animals.
Let's just see, how the people see it.
All right.
And joining me on this panel of the undead is Eli and Blue Dragon 5. How are you guys? How's everyone doing this fine evening?
We're arisen.
We're doing just fine.
I like that both of you are blue.
Oh yeah, me and Dragon. So what if well, Dragon like blue and black. So
right.
We already have LEB here saying howdy, LEB.
Or hey, howdy, hey.
And how dare you insult our champ?
We're gonna do a lot more than insult
because I'm the villain. I'm the bad guy. Who's the bad guy now, Flash?
He's the heel. So Tiki's the heel of the evening.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, so introductions are the way. So how about some rules then? There are 3 main rounds. The way these rounds work is that the players will reveal what they have chosen for said question. Then they will give their opening statement, divulging why their pick is the best. After both have said their piece, it will be a fight to the death. Just kidding, of course. Now, once I've heard enough, Dragon will bring in his little friend, R2-D2. And that will be your cue to go back to your corner and think about what you've done while the judges deliberate. The player with the most votes will win the round. At the end of the 3rd round, I will unveil the trick-or-treat token. If the coin lands heads, you will add a point to your total. If it's tails, wah, 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 you'll lose 1. This coin is optional and will be offered to both players. Also hidden in one of the rounds is the chocolate coin. This coin will be offered to the winner of the round in which it's found. However, this coin is not optional. If the winner does not flip, the loser must. Who knows? You might get lucky. In addition, there is a penalty phrase in effect. It can be a phrase, a name, or even a single word. I'm warning you now. You had better watch your mouth, because if you say it, then something wicked this way comes, and you better hope that the wheel of punishment is feeling merciful. Dragon will listen, and he will let me know Right, Dragon?
Yeah.
From this point on, neither of you are safe, even between rounds. Feel this fear in the air. It's good for suspense.
All right, I'm gonna break the tension right now. Is one of the phrases "foolish mortals"?
No.
No. Okay. Well, hey, that was my best guess. I wanted to just throw a curveball out there. All right.
It would have been a good one.
If you would have said, you would have been punished anyway. So
See, Tiki
Yeah, I
just
wanted
loves
the punishment. I'm a masochist tonight.
Tiki loves dancing on landmines.
But
It's a
no,
hobby of his.
Dragon knows me. He knows me.
I mean, I can punish you right now if you want.
No, I need to earn it.
All right.
Didn't realize we were doing a Hellraiser debate.
Oh God!
I got the nails right here, Bucko.
All right. Like after the main rounds are done, we will go into the speed round, where those in the studio audience can also submit questions. Be sure to stick around, because if your question is chosen, you get to judge. The first contestant of 5 points will become the king of Halloween. And there might be some extra tricks or treats hidden within the rounds too. Do you guys understand the rules if I have explained them?
Mm-hmm.
Verbal confirmation.
All right. Let us cue the randomizer and see who goes first. As you can see here, we have them listed in alphabetical order with Pergron and Tiki. Let's see who goes first this Halloween night. And nothing changes because Pergron goes first.
Beautiful.
Yo, that's crazy.
All right, bringing us to round 1.
Oh boy.
The first question is, which Disney movie should be remade in stop motion in a Tim Burton, Henry Sellick style?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I went with Peter Pan.
Tiki?
And I went with Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Good choices.
Oh yeah. But remember, the biases, we can't have biases. It's all on the strength of the arguments. So, as I explained earlier, Pergron, your opening statement for Peter Pan.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, when we think stop motion, I typically think of, it's kind of an inherently creepy art form, like, in a way. You know, it's beautiful, it's great, but some of the greatest animated stop motion films are creepy. You got Coraline, you got Nightmare Before Christmas, you got The Corpse Bride. So when I was thinking about what Disney movie do I think would fit while also kind of having the same vibe, and I found Peter Pan to be a great option. It's whimsical, it's beautiful, it has great settings, great characters, but it also kind of has this inherent otherworldly creepiness that can be implemented into it in a way that I think would be a beautiful stop-motion animated film.
All right, Tiki, explain why you've chosen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, so Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the most lucrative franchises that Disney's ever created. And I think what they really need to do to get the franchise back on track is to really go in an entirely new direction with it, but at the same time staying faithful to the roots of the franchise, basically retelling The Curse of the Black Pearl, but in a very, very different style. What I'm picturing for this movie is I'm picturing essentially a movie that uses stop motion animation to bring the Mark Davis concept art style that we know and love to life. And while we do adapt the characters such as Captain Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, and Barbossa, and all those everyone we know and love, my favorite character, Norrington, we play around with them. We twist them up. It's not just retelling the same story beat for beat. It's using the fundamentals of The Curse of the Black Pearl to get a real reboot out there. And I feel like this would be one of the more ambitious Disney films that they have done. And I feel like something like Pirates of the Caribbean and rebooting this franchise and getting it into a modern relevance, it's worth spending the money on for the stop motion. And it's worth kind of giving it all they have and really swinging for the fences. Like I said, I feel like the Mark Davis style would be perfect for the medium. And let's just face it, I think Pergron's choice even attests to this. Pirates are just inherently cool in stop motion. Pirate skeletons, no less. That's all I got.
All right, folks. Now you get to see them fight with their words.
Here we go.
All right, yeah. I think my biggest issue with Pirates over Peter Pan is solely that it doesn't need to be like at all. Like Peter Pan is a classic, timeless tale that can be revitalized, can be retold in tons of different ways. It has been retold in tons of different ways, and a stop motion, a little bit creepier Henry Sellick kind of way to tell that story would be a really unique way to take it. Where Pirates is already kind of Burton-esque, that could be the Johnny Depp of it all. But I find it to be it's already kind of done what it needs to do in that range, and also it's just so brilliant as a live action movie that turning it into an animated film, turning it into a stop motion animated film even, I don't think improves on that story. Like, are pirates cool in stop motion? Yeah, but I have pirates. You can do pirates in my stop motion.
You know what you also have, Pergron?
What's that?
You also have very, very problematic tribes people who are
so did Dumbo. You can change things, you can cut things. That's like,
okay, Pergron,
Peter Pan has been adapted for so long that you can easily make tweaks and changes to things, keep the same story without having those problematic elements.
So let me lay out essentially, I think, the difference between you and me in the pitch here, where I feel like with you, I feel like we both have a weakness, and it's kind of like in a different sort of area, but kind of within the same thing. Mm-hmm. With you, I think my main problem is essentially like, why do we need another Peter Pan? I mean, yeah, we can tell the same story over and over, but at this point, it's like we've had so many infamous Peter Pan flops. You know, we've had Hook, we've had Peter Pan and Wendy. At this point, I just feel like going back to the well once again with Peter Pan, even if it is a classic with Disney, I kind of feel the same way that you do about live action Pirates of the Caribbean, where the Mary Blair animation style on Peter Pan is perfect. You don't need to change it. I do think that with Peter Pan, the one thing is, you're right, you probably could cut out some of the problematic elements. But, you know, one problematic element you can cut out of Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp. You can have the same sort of the same character of Captain Jack Sparrow, but really. And
you just lost the argument for yourself right there, I think. At least in the eyes of the people. Johnny Depp is Pirates of the Caribbean at the end of the day. I think pitching but Johnny Depp is Captain Jack Sparrow. Tell anybody to recast Captain Jack Sparrow and they won't do it. Like, it's one of those sacred things.
With a very professional voice actor, like someone like a John DiMaggio or someone like that, someone who is not like a famous name, but is like a veteran of the industry. And that's the thing. That's what I would really want to pull from here with this Pirates movie, is I would really want to have something that just goes back to kind of the golden age of animated films, is really ambitious, is really high budget.
At that point, you're not really remaking the film as a stop motion. You're making a totally different film. Where
you're talking about taking Peter Pan and bringing dark elements into it, and it's like
Peter Pan isn't inherently
film here. I'm trying to twist the film. I'm trying to bring, essentially what I'm trying to do with my pitch is I'm trying to bring the best elements of the ride, which is essentially the art style, and marrying it with the best elements of the movie, which is the characters, and like kind of putting the characters directly into a Mark Davis environment, directly into that sort of timeline that we all know and love. And I feel like that marriage would also I feel like that would go a long way towards maybe making some changes to the ride that would also, you know, kind of like make the two more seamless. I feel like it'd just be a win-win for everything. As far as, look, at the end of the day, Disney's looking for financial viability with this stuff. Pirates of the Caribbean, like
hasn't been financially viable since the second movie.
That's objectively untrue, sir. Every one of those films has made money. The last one didn't make as much money, but
they're critical flops. They maybe made money. They definitely made money in China. So if you want to pitch a stop motion movie exclusively to the Chinese market, go for it. But I don't think I don't think it has the staying. I mean, definitely the first three have the staying power. I don't think
Curse of the Black Pearl
IP itself.
You don't have to talk about anything else but Curse of the Black Pearl.
Right, but we already have
classic ghost pirate, spooky pirate, larger than life, Captain Jack Sparrow, the romance.
Right, but that movie, as it is pretty much a perfect action adventure film, and I don't think you can add anything to it to improve that movie. The other thing is the Pirates movies, as they are technological marvels. Like Davy Jones to this day stands out as one of the best realized CGI characters in a live action film.
But that's why I think
strip it down
in the spirit of the franchise, I think it's appropriate
to go down to
a groundbreaking medium like stop motion and to really push the boundaries of that.
To push pushing the boundaries of stop motion, doing a movie that doesn't really push the boundaries, though. Like Curse of the Black Pearl specifically, there's very little there. Pirates, they've been doing it since Harryhausen, right? Skeletons, not pirates. They've been doing skeletons since the earliest days of stop motion animation. Where Peter Pan, I think, really stands out here is that it is a timeless story that has been retold so many times that there isn't this one individual way to look at it that has impacted our view of it. The Disney movie's probably the most well-known, but you have Pan, you have Hook, you have movies that are taking it in a different direction.
These are totally
right. I'm not saying they're good movies. I'm saying that they're different versions of the story that lends credence to the fact that
as a whole is at least more culturally relevant
than Peter Pan. Then Peter
Pan? No, then freaking Captain Hook singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" to a bunch
but I'm not pitching Captain Hook singing Nirvana. I'm pitching a take on Peter Pan done in a style that is really, really perfect for Peter Pan. The miniature style, if you go on the ride at Disneyland or at Disney World, it's already this perfect miniature style. I can totally see in that world, you're flying over Neverland and it's the miniatures. That would be a beautiful, perfect setting. It's whimsical, it's colorful, it's bright, but there is this dark undertone of
but I feel like
what is of growing up.
It is the dark undertones. It is that sort of red-blooded action adventure that you really want from something that's stop motion. I feel like with Peter Pan, the dark overtones are I feel like the dark overtones are okay.
Alrighty, folks. I think that was a pretty good first round. But Eli, since you're our guest, why don't you give the first judgment?
Okay then. Well, sorry, but I'm gonna have to give this to Pergron. Because don't get me wrong, because Curse of the Black Pearl was a good choice, but I gotta say, I really can see there being a stop motion version of Peter Pan, because Pergron is right, because some dark stuff to it, and because I've heard about some dark stuff. Most notably, I've heard about this where I forget how it specifically goes, but those that grow up in Neverland will die. It's something like that. But I can imagine just, some dark elements that could be put into a stop motion Peter Pan film, and kind of giving that Tim Burton and Henry Sellick stop motion style. And with how the characters could look as stop motion puppet figures, and whom can, do the voice performances of those characters. Especially because the models and sets for Neverland, imagine how that would look. And possibly with the removal of the the Indians. But even if, like, I don't know, because if
All right,
they
Eli.
could do them correctly, but just overall, I think I go for Peter Pan.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Dragon.
I'm casting my vote for Tiki.
Oh,
Really? Wow, I'm
Really?
genuinely shocked, honestly. But thank you.
well, good
Yeah,
for you,
me
Tiki.
too. I'm surprised too, but yeah.
Okay, Dragon. Why specifically?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
you don't,
talk more.
you don't have to go. You don't have to go into as long as Eli did.
I think Tiki had a I think Tiki's fundamentals were solid. You know, citing like the Mark Davis concept art. I think you know, he defended, like, I really thought you know, Pergron was going to take a sledgehammer to his argument with the whole, like, you know, no Johnny Depp and potentially a Tim Burton production. But you know, he then said, well, you know, you could actually a voice actor in for it. You know, he stood his ground how, you know, Pirates is financially viable, so you know, there's kind of a credence there.
I mean, I'm going with Tiki as well. The funny thing is,
Oh wow.
I mean, and I think a lot of that. I think what happened, what kind of derailed Pergron at the end, though, was like his focus on like the sequels over like when Tiki was exclusively focusing on the first movie.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, don't get me wrong. Pergron made a lot of solid arguments, and it was really close. But ultimately, I think Tiki edged that one out.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, guys. I genuinely wasn't expecting to win that one.
Sorry, Tiki, I didn't vote for you.
No, dude, don't apologize. It's what you're here to do. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not every round can be a clean sweep.
Yeah.
And so that brings it to Pergron 0 and Tiki 1.
Yeah, the argument between you guys turned out pretty good.
My argument's only going downhill from here. That was the one I thought I had.
Oh God.
Well, who knows? Maybe the ones that you have confidence in, Tiki's worse with. So I'm gonna be looking for the coin. But while I do that, Dragon, did you hear anything out of the ordinary?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
I was
God.
listening very intently, and Tiki, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear about this.
All right.
Well then.
All right. And unfortunately, I didn't find the chocolate coin, so you guys are spared this time.
I really hope no one ate it.
Well, I hope not either.
Because if so, then we're never going to find it.
Wait, was that what was on the on my dressing room table?
Pergron?
How many are you eating random chocolate coins that you find?
It was on my dressing room table. I thought it was for me.
Fair.
Thought you guys gave me a little Halloween gift.
Well, I have spares.
Did you have someone check it for you before you ate it?
No, I just unwrapped it and ate it.
All right.
So you're the reason we have to get the whole spiel in school, Pergron.
Oh God.
Well, why don't we? Well, let's address some of the comments we got during the previous round.
Yeah.
We have ZNK saying clearly correct answer to this is Black Cauldron.
Yeah.
It's a solid choice, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Theme Park Priest here saying here we are.
Here we are indeed.
LEB would have chosen Chicken Little to render the horror of that film in realistic detail. but her serious pick would have been Princess and the Frog. It would have worked with the style.
That would have been good.
And of course, the title for Tiki is People's Villain.
Yeah.
People's villain.
So
No, I genuinely like the make Chicken Little even more horrifying.
Yeah,
well,
that makes sense.
Who came first, the chicken or the terror?
Oh God.
The sky
right.
actually falls on the chicken.
It's
All
the
right.
whole movie.
all right, son. All right, so no chocolate coin, no words. So I think that means it's safe to move on to round 2. Which Disney character be the best survivor of the zombie apocalypse? Pergron.
I went with Wall-E from the film Wall-E.
All right, and Tiki.
Hercules.
And what movie was he from?
Hercules.
Our,
Put
so
a little
Wall,
oomph into it, okay? Come on.
so
Not a
just like,
chant.
after all, Tiki, who put the glad in gladiator?
Indeed.
Hercules.
Exactly.
Yeah, put a little soul into it, Tiki.
It's more like Hercules.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
There we go.
You're gonna get cast in a live action if you keep that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet's gonna love that one. It's so
I don't have the
personable.
I don't have the body shape for it. But anyway, Pergron, explain your choice.
I mean, it's Wally, man. He's already survived one apocalypse. Like, he's a robot. He's a robot. The zombies aren't gonna get him. He's a robot. He's not like he doesn't have anything. I'm gonna save the rest for the arguments, but I think it's Wally, man.
All right, Tiki, explain Hercules.
He's literally a god. I feel like I don't really need to say any more, but
All right, but
no, hold on. One more quick point.
oh, okay.
I think the really valid thing about Hercules in this sort of situation is that not only does he have godlike physical strength, I feel like Hercules has a godlike morality to him, where he is not going to get twisted into the line of losing his humanity in the zombie apocalypse. And I think that's what really makes Hercules powerful, is that mix of like brute, physical, literal immortality mixed with just like one of the strongest moral compasses of any Disney hero. So yeah.
All right, two brief opening statements. I like that. So now we have the robot versus the god.
All right, he's actually not a god. He gave up his godliness at the end to be with Megara. I just feel like I have to get that out of there. Like,
okay, but you're a tiny little robot. Hercules
right, he's a robot. They're
robot.
zombies. He's not going to be even a target from the zombies. Wally's also a survivor. Dude was the last thing besides a cockroach on Earth. He is a survivor. So between
he
not
didn't even
being,
really realize what was going on, though. It's not like
you don't
he was,
need
like,
to realize what's going on to survive. Just like you don't need to keep your humanity to survive.
Right,
The best
sure,
survivor of the zombie apocalypse is the one who survives the best. You can have a great moral compass. That's just going to get you killed eventually. Helping somebody.
Have you seen the crazy shit that Hercules had to go up against?
I have, but you're talking about his moral compass. Who cares about a moral compass? It's a zombie apocalypse.
I'm saying in a zombie apocalypse, you can easily lose your humanity. You can easily go down a dark road. You can
right, but are you still alive?
Survivor of the zombie apocalypse doesn't just mean living. It means holding on to that piece of humanity. It means holding on to hope. And with Wally literally, first of all, Wally literally almost did die in the first movie. So it's like, I feel like
when he gets into space, when the other robots are around, this isn't a robot apocalypse. It's a zombie apocalypse.
But with Wally, I feel like his moral compass is basically like, at this point, it's entirely wrapped up in what little relationships he actually has, which in this case is essentially just Eve. So if Eve somehow dies in the zombie apocalypse, I feel like Wally's not going to give a shit. I feel like he's just going to kind of go into full-on isolation mode, which might make him survive. I think that's the difference here. I don't think Wally would be a target. I think he would be a survivor, but I don't think Wally would thrive, because let's face it, I feel like we are on kind of like an equal playing ground here, where I don't think Wally's going to be a target, and Herc, I just don't think people can take him down, even when he's not actually a god. The dude is just like, you know, he's built. No one's gonna fuck with the guy.
Right. He's built, he's big, and I think he'll last a while, absolutely. But his moral compass is gonna be what gets him killed. He's going to come across a band of survivors at some point, and he is going to put himself into harm's way in order to protect them, and the zombies are going to overwhelm and get him.
That's the difference between Wally and Herc, is that
Wally's a survivor, Herc is a hero. You don't need heroes when you're
to build up a humanity, to build up a community, to rebuild humanity. He's going to see where the good apples are. He's going to gather them. He's going to weed out the bad apples, because he also knows how to spot those. I feel like Herc could do a really good job of essentially establishing a new world order within the zombie apocalypse.
I'm sure he'd be a great one-term community president until he gets taken out by the zombies, but that's not what a survivor is. A survivor is someone who survives, and you don't need a moral compass to survive. There have been evil people who survive and thrive in the zombie apocalypse.
But Wally isn't evil either.
Wally isn't evil. He's not a hero though. Wally isn't going to step in to save a bunch of people. Wally's going to keep to himself. Wally's going to make it through. And by the end, whether there's a cure, humanity's gone. You know who's still standing? It's the little trash robot. Hercules is going to be overwhelmed at some point, taken out by a bunch of zombies because he's too good. He's too much of a hero. He's not going to be a survivor. If anything, I think he's going to be one of the earlier casualties because of how heroic he is. He has to be the good guy. He has to step in. And I don't think he's going to last long enough to even establish some sort of community. Can he take on a bunch of zombies? Yeah. Will it be an epic last stand that everybody wants to watch for generations? 1,000%. But he's not going to survive. He's not going to be a survivor.
I don't know what gives you the evidence that he's not going to survive. Again, like
the fact that he's a hero and he's going to step in and save people. And the people, maybe they'll survive. Maybe they'll tell legends of Hercules, but he himself
and that's going to make him immortal, and that's going to make him a survivor in our own hearts.
Wally's literally immortal.
No, he's not. Again, he very much came very close to death in the first movie.
When robots were actively targeting him, there are no
demolish Wally if it came down to a head-to-head.
But then he's not being very human, is he? He's not having very much humanity if he's going to crush a little guy.
Okay, but little guy. But you know the theory that Wally doomed humanity? Well, maybe Hercules knows that. Maybe Hercules wants to put. Okay, this is going on.
If Wally caused the zombie apocalypse, he's also going to survive it. So you just help my argument.
No, if Wally caused the zombie apocalypse, then Hercules is going to zero in on that mother effer and take him down, and it's not even going to be a fair fight.
But Wally didn't cause it. Wally's just keeping to himself.
One good punch to Wally, and he's scrap metal. He's done.
But again, why is Hercules going up against Wally when he should be protecting
Wally caused
people?
the zombie apocalypse.
Where did this come from?
Reddit.
Okay.
Okay, I think at that point it's good. It's time to call it there.
It definitely was. This was getting too wild.
I mean,
we're going Jacob wild out here.
All right, Dragon.
I was going with.
Dragon, your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna quote Kevin Conroy on this one. I'm gonna side with Tiki because of his flawless logic.
Okay.
What flawless logic are you referring to here?
Actually, I'm sorry. I just realized something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pulled a trick on Tiki. It's actually Pergron. So Pergron had flawless logic.
So expound.
Well, it's because really it's the plumb fact that he's a robot. He's immune to the zombie apocalypse.
Pretty much, and I'm gonna go for Pergron too. And I think Tiki kind of lost the plot. He's like, Wally caused the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
it'll be a great clip.
Honestly, at that point, that's pretty much what I was going for. I was like, you know what? I already won the first point. I'm just gonna have fun with this.
All right, so Eli, I know that it doesn't matter, but what do you choose?
It's tricky. It's like why can't we for once have a tie? But okay, but I have to choose one. So I'm sorry, but I give it to Tiki.
All right, but all right, so it doesn't matter since Pergron got more, so it's Pergron 1 and Tiki 1.
So it is a tie after all.
Yes.
I just have a feeling that, possibly Wally could be ripped to shreds by the zombies.
I mean, he could, but remember, Wally does move pretty quick, and he could hide in his bunker.
Yeah, but again, how he almost died in the movie, so...
Well, yeah, I'm saying they're not going to target him. Why would they target the robot? He's in a
Hercules
planet.
also almost died in this movie. So.
Zombies.
I'm surprised Tiki didn't bring up the fact that he survived diving into the river Styx.
Look, it's like the zombies will go after anything that's alive and moving. So.
Which Wally isn't. But anyway.
Not alive.
He's moving.
He's
He's
not
alive to us in our hearts, but
he's
I'm
not
saying
he's not organic though.
Yeah,
So.
he's not an organic being.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like.
He's not food. The zombies feed and die. That's all they do.
I mean, I like Tiki's arguments, especially how he kind of turned Hercules into the Shaun of the Dead-esque character. But
yep.
so I did really appreciate that, but unfortunately, Perry, I said he lost the plot when he started screaming about Wally starting the zombie apocalypse.
It would be hilarious if Ron Stopple was like the survivor of the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the best answer, but it's the funniest answer.
It is the funniest.
Would Rufus be there too?
Well, that's the question. Yeah, but
he's a zombie.
He got turned into a zombie.
But he's like one of those pet zombies that Ron keeps on
now he's turned against Ron.
Oh no! And hey, Pergron, I have it's like that chocolate coin you found on your dresser.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out I found a spare for you.
Oh, cool, sweet.
And so that means you get to flip, or will you defer it to Tiki?
I mean, it either I go up a point and get in the lead, or I defer and Tiki goes up a point, or we both lose one.
It would just be whoever.
Or both of us have the option to lose. So do I want to risk losing a point or giving Tiki an extra? Either way, it's the same. I'm going to give it to Tiki.
All right.
So
Tiki, unfortunately, you don't have a choice. You must flip.
Let's do it. I'm a gambling man.
And there we go.
There he is.
You just gave Tiki a second point.
Oh,
he's going to need it.
Pergron, you coward.
People's villain.
Keeping this interesting.
I
ate one.
Zombies eat brains. Why does that have a pretty clear win for Wally, according to LEB? Flipper eats the coin.
We didn't establish what type of zombies either. Like, if we had established, World War Z zombies, Wally would get fucked. But he'd just get run over.
Well, just as standard, Romero zombie apocalypse kind of thing.
Like Zombieland kind of rules,
I was going more Walking Dead myself with the moral compass.
Well, let's just face it, Wally would know to double tap.
Oh, God.
Well, what moral decisions is Hercules really gonna make?
I want to watch a movie where Wally's got a gun and he's just mowing.
I mean,
technically,
zombies. I think in the video game he did have a gun, like a laser or something.
Hashtag.
Well, he does have a built-in laser in Wally's his head.
He does. You're right.
Yeah, so you can burn the zombies.
I'm just saying though. Hashtag give Wally a gun.
All right, so due to the spin, Tiki has 2 points and Pergron has 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
the way I like it.
So shall we move on to the third one? Or Dragon, did you hear anything from any of our contestants?
Was one of the words Wally has a gun?
Yes, it was. Pergron, you said the word.
But in all seriousness, Dragon.
No, it wasn't said.
All right. So on to the third and final question of the main round. Which Disney attraction would make the best location for a slasher movie?
Oh, boy.
Where's Slasher Fred in the comments when you need him?
Huh?
All right, Pergron, explain the Gorilla Falls.
Oh, am I doing an opening or?
Oh, well, okay, explain your pick then. Sorry.
Yeah, I have Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail at Animal Kingdom.
All right, Tiki.
And I have the world famous happiest voyage that ever sailed around the world. It's a small world.
All right. So, Pergron, opening statement for the gorilla.
All right, what would make the best location for a slasher movie? If I want a slasher location, I want it long, I want it kind of remote, and I want it with ever-present danger. And what you have is inside of a jungle with animals all around you, and the perfect slasher is a pissed off gorilla.
All right.
Well then,
Tiki.
that
I
was
mean, I think It's a
interesting.
Small World is almost too obvious of a choice, man. It's like, I love it, but
Yeah.
it's already inherently creepy. You got the song that's just gonna drill into your head and like kind of add to like the insanity. I feel like having a slasher villain that's like dressed up as one of the Small World dolls roaming around the actual sets of the ride is just, oh, it's so good. And the ride itself, there's so many like little hidden corridors and passageways, and I could just see a cat and mouse game where like it's like a boat full of main characters, and they're like getting out of the boat and sneaking around the sets trying to avoid the slasher. I think it'd be a hell of a time.
Okay. Slash it out.
Okay, yeah, the big issue with It's a Small World is you make it sound like this really large and grand like series of tunnels, like a manor or something. It's kind of just a bunch of show
building is
scenes.
actually pretty big. I mean,
It's a big show building, you're right.
Right. Like,
Yeah, but it's like
pretty
all of
expansive.
all of the sets are just like it's a facade with a bunch of dolls on it. It's not like a great place to hide. It's not like there's a lot of moving parts.
I mean, I feel like that's the fun of it, though, is that there's a lot of traversal. They'd have to kind of like go in and out of like there is a lot of moving parts to it, and there aren't a lot of places to hide. I feel like the fact that there aren't a lot of places to hide, but there is a lot of kinetic energy to it. That's exactly what makes it a fun location.
So a slasher inside of It's a Small World. Are you talking like a dude with a knife in it, or are the dolls the slashers? I just want to.
No. I'm talking a dude with a knife who's like taken on the appearance of a Small World doll.
So a dude tripping over dolls for an hour. The thing about Gorilla Falls that makes it great is it is in a park, but it really is the secluded kind of corner of it that I think, and there's a lot of dense foliage, there's a lot of climbability in there. These are exhibits made for animals to live in. So they're expansive, they're large, and they do actually have lots of places to hide. You can go behind the scenes into the animal barns. You could find yourself in the hippo ravine. It could be almost a Jurassic Park meets slasher.
So here's my main issue with yours is that honestly, and I hate to even go into this because this is kind of your profession, but like I don't really feel like it's that culturally sensitive to be like, oh, we're on the run from a killer gorilla. Oh my god. I just feel like that would be something where, especially if you're actually going into the animal kingdom, like I could see Disney leaning into the horror of It's a Small World. I could never see them being like, hey, Disney's Animal Kingdom, the show that we have, like we have a Disney Plus show literally about like the medical squad in that park. Let's take that park and make it a horror movie with freaking possessed animals or whatever. That I just think culturally it just wouldn't fly. It sounds like a cool enough location, but I think Small World, you've got the dichotomy. You've got that kind of like that sort of yin yang tone. You've got the sort of I feel like one of the benefits of Small World, you mentioned isolation. My pitch is specifically that this group of teenagers is going on Small World late at night. They're specifically the last boat of the night. Have you been to Disneyland Small World late at night? Because I have. It's creepy. It genuinely is. If you get on a boat and there's no one else in any other boats around you, it can be genuinely disquieting. Especially because Small World is in the back corner of Disneyland, much like you're saying this trail is in the back corner of Animal Kingdom. It's got that same sort of remote kind of quality to it. It's just sort of like, yeah, Toontown is technically back there past it, but it's kind of its own thing. It's kind of tucked away into a spooky back corner of the park. Also, you have the topiaries, which, you know what? I don't think the dolls coming alive would be because I am worried about the sensitivity with this. I don't want to destroy the actual fabric of what makes the attraction.
I was going to say, you talk about not culturally sensitive to have a gorilla. What's not culturally sensitive is stomping around a bunch of cultures celebrating unity as you slash and murder teenagers amongst
That's
them.
the thing. But
Right now, what we're gonna watch the Bollywood dancers, and all of a sudden they're covered in blood from some teen girl who got murdered. That's culturally sensitive. Every culture is gonna sit there and they're gonna be like, "Uh oh." Meanwhile, a gorilla's a gorilla. We can also go with a guy in a gorilla costume. I'm not above that. But the setting is the important part, and I feel like being in the jungle, having this all kinds of places to go. A zoo is a great place to hide. There's tons of places to go.
I feel like with
into the
Smallville,
animal.
you've got that variety of locations, but you've also got the condensed
You've
environment.
got tons of variety of locations in the Gorilla Falls. You have a jungle, which is where kind of where it's set, but there's also desert biomes where the meerkats live. There's rivers where the hippos
out
are.
there at night. That's another concern.
How good is the lighting? That's even better. A slasher works even better in the dark. And
Yeah,
there's enough lighting
where the lighting is realistically going to be like how are they realistically going to light this movie?
You put the lights on the animals have anyway at night, like they have on the safari. It's just some ambient lights that don't really affect them. That's not a huge issue. Animals go out at night. That's kind of when animals spend their time.
Well,
so it's not like a huge issue.
I feel like there's just something inherently creepy about the idea of taking this.
Sure, but now you're not even making the dolls the killers. That's like the creepy part of Small World. Putting a dude in the Small World is just putting a dude in the Small World. That's
seen the video of the naked man walking around Small World. That's kind of where I got the inspiration from this.
So you're gonna put a naked man? Disney's not gonna be okay with that. So we're gonna reference the naked man at Disney World? I don't think Disney's gonna be down with that either.
Okay.
Give us 5 more.
5 more minutes or 5 more sentences?
5 more sentences.
All right, 5 more sentences, but
no.
All right, then no. All right, so I guess I'll cast the first vote here. I'm going to vote for Pergron. Dragon?
I too will vote for Pergron.
It's like, Eli?
Tiki.
All right, so the point goes to Pergron. Bringing the points to 2.
All right.
Both have 2 points. And we end our main round. That's the end of the main round. All right. So, I have a couple of comments here saying, if he said living with the land, you wouldn't be able to escape for at least 15 minutes.
See, that would be my ideal. You got so much ammo to throw at him. Everyone's picking cucumbers.
I mean, I think the death knell for Tigers was when he was talking about you're not even making the dolls the killers, and then also
I don't know. I mean, it's a line of realism. You know what I mean? I don't want to make the whole attraction evil.
And also the naked guy.
Yeah, that's where I lost it. You're right about that. That's where I lost it. I should have left that out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was funny. But don't get me wrong. But
I think the killing blow was when Pergron just completely took Tiki's kind of like cultural sensitivity thing and turned it right back at him. It's like, okay, Tiki doesn't have a prayer right now. This is
that definitely was one of the killing blows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pergron's wasn't perfect.
Then Pergron did bring up the thing I was hoping he was going to bring up too. He brought up it could be a guy in a gorilla suit, which of course in the back of my mind I'm thinking that scene from SpongeBob, but still.
Yeah, but you'd have to go to Nemo's submarine adventure to achieve that effect, though.
They're on to us, George. Let's get out of here.
I've never been to. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in Gorilla Falls at Animal Kingdom.
You guys are all missing out. It's a great fucking gorilla exhibit.
It's still there.
Get it? They're gorillas. What more is there?
There's okapis, and there's meerkats, and there's zebras, and there's birds, and there's monkeys, and there's hippos.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
All right. I thought so.
All right. so, Dragon, did you hear anything?
I heard things. I'm now gonna have to have scrubbed from my brain thanks to Tiki, but I did not hear the word.
I was gonna say, if anything in that argument was the word, I would have been shocked.
Elliot would be like, I will only prefer Pergrons if it was a guy in a gorilla costume.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
All right, so that means it is time to flip the next flip of the coin, and as I mentioned, this one is optional. So
not just the coin, Jacob.
What do you mean?
Come on, you gave it a name. Use the name.
The trick or treat token.
There you go.
There. Who's the host here, Dragon?
Well, you are, but you said it. It's your thing.
All right, behold the trick or treat token.
There you go. See, don't you feel better now?
No.
Really, not at all. I don't feel like a little bit of whimsy in there. Nothing.
So, Pergron, are you flipping or not?
I'm good.
Tiki?
Pass.
Well, see, this was worthwhile.
Sorry, guys. I just like the fact that we're tied up. I don't want to mess with that.
All right, so
you gave it a nice name and everything.
All right, so that means it is time for the speed round. And Dragon, I kind of want to go with LEB, one of LEB's submissions. What do you think?
Do it.
I like it.
You want to go with the first one or the second one?
Hold on, give me a second. I didn't know she put a second one here.
Yep, she has two.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
I am leaning towards the second, Jacob. Let's use that.
All right, LEB. If you're still in the audience, that means you'll get to judge this one.
Yes.
If you are magically transported into the world of a Disney movie, which would be the scariest to try and survive in?
Dinosaur. You said it first.
I think I got it first.
Well, Jacob, you be the judge.
All right. I can't tell, so I'm gonna do a countdown again. And whoever says it first this time gets it. All right. Go.
Dinosaur.
That was Pergron.
I heard Pergron first.
Okay.
I mean, technically, because you guys did say it at the same time, the first one.
Yeah, Jinx.
So unfortunately, Pergron gets this one.
Okay, it's all good. It's all good. I can recoup.
Well, Pergron knows you soda, Tiki.
By Pergron, that also means
I'm gonna go ahead and say the Black Cauldron.
All right, Dinosaur versus the Black Cauldron. So that means
good choices.
So that means Pergron, you go first. 30 seconds when you're ready.
Dinosaurs. They're fucking dinosaurs. We've seen trying to survive dinosaurs is one of the scariest things imaginable. And the scariest part about Dinosaur, as the film as it is in the Cretaceous period. There is absolutely no saving grace. There's no technology. There's no structures. You are completely out in dinosaur space with carnivorous dinosaurs. Not only out there, but also actively trying to survive as the apocalypse is coming. These are wild, terrifying animals. Terrifying.
So I feel like the land of Pergane isn't inherently terrifying in its own right, but it is terrifying in the timeline of the Black Cauldron under the rule of the tyrannical Horn King, who is one of the most dark, intimidating, twisted villains Disney's ever done. And dinosaurs, they're just kind of like, there's no one in the dinosaur mythology that's going to be as evil and as ruthless and just actively wants to send all his evil forces of hell to kill you as Horn King.
All right, 15-second rebuttals.
The Horn King wanted the pig. If you don't have the pig, you're going to be mostly fine. Dinosaurs want to eat you. You are not safe. You're going to either get eaten or you're going to get trampled by something. You are a stranger in a strange land. They've never seen you before, and you are nothing but food to them. The Horn King is nothing if you don't have the pig.
I mean, the Horn King is literally like the devil, and he has command of like an undead army. And again, he's malicious. That's the scary thing about the Horn King, is that this dude has plans. This dude has motivation. He wants to take over the entire fucking universe.
All right, LEB, you get to choose. I forgot to switch over to the speed round banner, but here you go.
I really hope LEB's still around. Otherwise, this is going to be really painful.
Oh,
I
LEB
mean, she commented like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I
so
fully
think
believe in LEB.
Well, I don't know. LEB might have
you
really not like the arguments. Because you know what? This is not what I wanted this to be. I'm out of here.
You better believe in her.
Yep.
I mean, does anybody
Believe
want
in yourself. Well, you can do it. Pick between these yahoos.
It's a challenge because we are yahoos.
Well,
Give it to
LEB.
Pergron. Simple but effective. All right.
All right, fair enough.
All right, good use. They're still here, LEB.
All right. Hey, well, Dragon, I think it's time for a little trick or treat. What do you think?
good idea.
All right. Time for that little trick thing I was mentioned earlier. Behold, the trick or treat wheel.
Oh boy.
The trick or treat wheel, as you can imagine, it has both good and bad. So, Pergron, since you won this round, you're gonna have the honor of spinning it.
Okay.
And so, as you can see, you have some tricks and also some treats. So you might
Is
get
this going
some.
to be every round of the speed round?
No, it's only going to be this one.
Okay.
So, since it's just like a test run of it, we're only going to do it for this one.
Mhm.
But so again, you can you might be able to choose your opponent's answer, or you might not gain a point at all, or you might even gain immunity from the word.
So by no points gained, that means the next win, right?
Yes,
Okay, not like the end.
it's like
I could win it right here. Like,
All right.
That's true.
yeah, I'll
What's
spin it. I don't know if I have an option, but I'll spin it. If
Well,
I do.
actually, in order to avoid that from happening, I'll actually revert you back to 2 points,
Oh, no.
so we can at least have another round after this, just in case.
But I get my point back if I get that right. If I don't get that,
Sure.
okay, cool.
I mean, I'll be fair and say sure.
Okay.
Can I amend that really quick? How about with the 2 points gained, it's just like the next point he gets is essentially doubled.
I mean,
That way it's not like an automatic win for
Yeah.
him.
I'm down with that.
that can work.
Yeah, let's do that so you don't have to change his points around.
All right, but I'm still leaving it at 2 for right now. Then
Okay.
I'll switch it back when I've done the spinning.
Okay.
All right. So I'll explain the other ones. Like word immunity. If you say the word, you will not get punished for it.
Okay.
2 points, explanatory, but I also made it small, so you're less likely to have it landed.
Mhm.
Only gain half a point. For this round, the next win will only be half points. You could gain 15 extra seconds for your rebuttal, so 30 seconds and 30 seconds. Or if it lands on reversal, Tiki will get to spin for this instead.
Okay.
All right, so are you ready, Pergron?
Let's do this.
All right. Where will it land? All right. Next round, you get 15 extra seconds for your rebuttal.
Sounds good.
Only for the next round, though.
Okay.
So, and I'll put the 3 back on there. So,
LEB's right. The love monkey would be the scariest.
Probably with that, yes.
The love monkey. A lot of monkey-related answers for me tonight.
if monkeys, apes, yeah. So,
Primate Palooza.
So, Dragon, do you think we should go for the other wheel, as in the wheel question?
Yeah.
Or do you think we should spread it out a bit?
Do you want to spread it out a bit?
I mean, I'll leave this one up to you.
I think we should get the wheel question in there just to be safe.
All right.
Just
Let's
to make
do it.
sure it happens.
All right. So,
Let's ride this bicycle to the end.
the Wheel of Muppets.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Still doing Muppets. All right.
It's our standard Muppet question.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so Pergron, since you won last time, you'll get to either spin first or defer to Tiki.
I'll defer.
All right, so Tiki, that means you'll go first with this.
I want Link Hogthrob because I know I can psychologically psych Pergron out with it.
Looks like you get Crazy Harry.
Oh boy. Oh.
Hey.
Not a very versatile character. All right.
Now, who knows?
That's just negative thinking, Tiki.
All right, let's see what Pergron ends up with.
Turns out the question's like, who would make the biggest explosion?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Pepe.
So close.
Hola.
That was so close.
So. All right, so it's Crazy Harry versus Pepe the King Prawn and
Can we
Dragon.
go back in time and just shift it like a little to the right?
So Dragon, why don't you tell the fine folks what the question is?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. All right, question is this: which Muppet would make the best slasher?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Tiki's going first with Crazy Harry.
Okay.
See? There we
Makes
go.
sense.
All slashers need a gimmick. That's like one of the core fundamentals of a good slasher character. And what's Crazy Harry's gimmick? Explosions. I mean, it's perfect. This dude will trap people in buildings and literally, and that's the beauty of his crimes, is that he is not even the perpetrator. He just causes people to get in the place and then blows it up. And he's totally doesn't have blood on his hands. It's perfect.
All right,
Wow.
Pergron, 30 seconds.
A slasher needs to be a little bit crazy, a little bit fun. Crazy Harry has crazy in the name, but nobody's more crazy fun than Pepe the King Prawn. Imagine Chucky-sized little dude running at you, 4 arms, knives, all 4 of them. Meanwhile, he's quipping the entire time. He's just like, I didn't see that coming. And you're just getting stabbed. And meanwhile, I hate to do it to you, Tiki, but slashers need to slash. That's the rule of horror fans. Blow-ups don't count.
Yeah.
Like I said, variety is the spice of life, my friend. Who says that there needs to be hard and fast rules when it comes to slashers? I feel like some of the best, most memorable slasher movies have been the ones that have twisted the rules, and I feel like my pitch for a slasher that doesn't even touch you, but like physically blows you up, it's perfect.
All right, so Pergron, you get your 30 seconds now.
Mm-hmm. So not only will the horror fans crucify you for it, but also Pepe is a really fun character. He could be the Freddy Krueger. He could be the Chucky. Crazy Harry is all he has is bombs. All he has is blowing stuff up. That's not a very entertaining slasher. It's also not a very engaging slasher, and it's also not a slasher. You're going to sit here and just watch a dude pump a TNT explosive and blow up. No, you want somebody running up and stabbing and slashing and being a crazy little dude, and that's what Pepe will deliver.
All right, Drew. All right, actually, Eli, why don't you choose this one?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a toughie because okay, this time I'm gonna give it to Pergron.
Huh? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, how pained Eli
Sounds so disappointed.
Well, I just
we know Pergron's a sack of crap. You don't have to treat it to sound like that.
I guess I'll give it to Pergron.
Well, I mean, it's not that I was sad or anything. Just, it was a tough choice, and it seems like
No,
yeah,
you're good.
both
You're good.
both Crazy Harry and Pepe are good ones.
I'm just poking
I
fun.
think Tiki did pretty good with Crazy Harry.
He
Yeah.
did. He did.
Until he forgot the knives.
But
Yeah,
Pergron's
and-
honestly like it's one of those things where like I'm not gonna make Crazy Harry stab people. It just wouldn't be.
No. Here's what you do: you have Crazy Harry have it all rigged up, so when the explosion goes off, it flings
It's
knives like
knives.
projectiles.
Yeah, there you go.
That would have saved your argument, Tiki.
I kind of wish that I was kind of hoping for one of you guys to get like Bean Bunny or Robin the Frog.
Bean Bunny would genuinely. Bean Bunny's a psychopath. Bean Bunny would be a slasher.
Okay, quick fun fact. Okay, Gonzo was not originally on the wheel. I kind of accidentally talked Jacob into it with kind of a pitch that I had for Gonzo.
Yeah. Tell him what it is, Dragon.
Like slasher Gonzo would be like the nose like detaches, almost like a kind of medieval like spinning
God.
chain weapon, yeah, with a blade.
Oh my god! What were you
know.
thinking, Dragon?
Well, I was thinking kind of like Candyman.
Oh
he could
dear
use
God!
He could use the chickens.
Unenthusiastic.
Like the chickens would be ritualistic.
The
You
funny
know?
thing is, I was actually considering Camilla to be on this list too.
I've seen the birds.
All right, so
The
Dragon,
Legend of Zelda when you fuck with the chickens.
You know, it would be an interesting one if it was on the list.
The Gonzo targets KFCs all across the land.
So what were you saying, Eli?
I said, you know, it would be a bizarre one to be on the list.
What?
One that pops my mind: Beauregard.
Hey,
I did it. Yeah, honestly, I did consider him.
Oh.
I tried to go with ones that would that would be hilarious as slasher villains, and also ones that would kind of also make sense as slasher villains.
Beauregard would be kind of like the Toxic Avenger.
80s robot, but the Terminator theme plays.
But LAB, that is why I included him on the list.
So honestly, I gotta be in all honesty, I really was hoping Waldo would. I think my dream lineup was Waldo versus Link Hogthrob. I think that was my dream.
That was also my dream lineup.
Oh.
Well, maybe we can do it in the speed round or something. Maybe we can do it in like a non-canon exhibition match.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
All right, so Dragon, is there any questions you really want to get to for this?
Okay, hold on. Let me. I think I have one in particular. I'm sort of sifting through them.
I mean, I can see at least two that I want to get to.
There's two in particular I'm eyeballing too. I kind of like the Star Wars one. I like kind of our quick draw one. Like, what do you think, Jay? You want the quick draw? Or you want the Star Wars one? Or the princess one?
Actually, let's go with the princess one.
All right, we're gonna go with the princess one.
Oh boy.
And it might not be what you think.
I have a very defined one in my head, so I'm curious.
It's like I can probably guarantee it. It's not gonna be what you see.
Okay.
Not what you think.
Okay.
So what do you think it is?
I think it's which princess would be the best final girl.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I assume.
All right. Well, let's see if you're correct. Dragon, I'll do this one. All right. Or do you?
Yeah,
want...
hit him with it.
Which Disney princess movie do you improve by swapping the prince with Ash Williams from The Evil Dead?
Oh
Ooh.
God.
All of them?
Pick one.
We talking canon princess, or does like the ones who aren't canonically inducted into the Princess Hall of Fame count, like an Elsa?
Well, as long as it's a Disney princess movie.
You know what? Pocahontas. I'm gonna go Pocahontas.
All right,
Oh.
Pocahontas.
Ash Williams. Black Cauldron as a princess, does it count?
Yeah.
Princess
sure.
Eilonwy?
It's a lion we, but yes.
Yeah.
Really going with the deep cuts.
She says it like Eilonwy.
Eilonwy.
But yeah, that's my pick.
All right, so we have Pocahontas and the Black Cauldron.
Okay.
Technically not a Disney princess movie, but I'll take it.
A Disney movie with a princess nonetheless.
Dragon, you came up with this question, so do you think it works?
I mean, look,
I'll pick another one if it doesn't. But like,
I mean, I say it works, but what does Dragon think? I'll give it to him since he came up with this question.
I mean, again, we're going for it's like the princess is like the central character kind of a thing, and Black Cauldron doesn't really have that,
All right.
I'll pick a different one. All right, by that logic, Aladdin doesn't work either.
I mean, Aladdin technically would work.
Well, the princess isn't the centerpiece, so it doesn't work.
I mean, she's a well. I think it just means like he's a major character and all that.
By that logic,
I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
Jasmine is very much like front and center at the marketing, at least.
Yeah, I will go with Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, God. Oh my God.
All right, Pocahontas versus Beauty and the Beast.
And we're replacing the prince, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that would mean Tiki is replacing John Smith with Ash Williams, and Pergron's replacing the Beast with Ash Williams.
Ash Williams.
Yep.
All right, Tiki. Whenever you're ready, 30 seconds.
I mean, John Smith is like by far the most problematic element of Pocahontas in some ways. Like, not only the Mel Gibson thing, but also just the fact that A, John Smith was a real life asshole, and B, he's just a bland character. He's just boring. He's kind of a nothing burger of a character. Ash Williams is an unproblematic king. He has charisma out the wazoo. And I just think it would be a romance for the goddamn ages. Pocahontas and Ash Williams together, hand in hand, commanding the forest.
All right, I'll give him like 32 seconds.
Beauty and the Beast is the perfect setup already because we have seen two sides to Ash Williams. We have seen Ash Williams as himself, and we have seen Ash Williams as a Deadite, or as Ash Williams in Army of Darkness. I'm talking evil Ash Williams as the Beast, who has to be swooned and fall in love with Belle and become regular Ash Williams again. We're talking crazy psychopath evil dude, just like the Beast is portrayed, but it turns out he's a good guy underneath. It's a beautiful dichotomy right there. I got extra seconds, so I love you all. Thank you.
All right, Tiki.
Okay, then.
Tiki, 15 seconds.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Now you get 15.
Okay, so one of the big appeals here is that Pocahontas is a movie where it's like just going full ham with Ash Williams would just improve it because it's not that great of a movie. Beauty and the Beast is already perfect. The Beast is a perfectly balanced character where he's just enough of an asshole, but he's also redeemable. Evil Ash is not redeemable.
You know what isn't redeemable? Colonization and seeing Ash Williams on the side of the British trying to wipe out Native Americans. I don't want to see that from Ash. Even if he's like the good guy, he's still on the side of evil. I don't want to see that. I'd rather see him fall in love and stay with the person and be cured by love.
Dragon, you call this one.
I'm giving the point to Tiki.
All right.
All right. So that brings it 4-3. Has anyone said any of the words yet, Dragon?
No, not yet.
All right. It's a shame, too.
I know. I wish I could have adjusted. There's a word I wish I could have adjusted, but you know.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to, you could have just said so earlier.
Well, no. I mean, like, had I, it's close to the word, and it's been said a lot. But if I only thought, like, oh man, if we only use that one.
All right.
It's always next year.
Yeah.
So, how about we do the Star Wars question next then?
Okay.
Or would you rather do the quick draw?
Well, Star Wars or quick draw. The quick draw is timely though.
Quick draw McGraw.
All right. I guess we could do the Pixar question next then.
Alright.
And this is a quick draw, so whoever goes first gets the answer. All right.
You're gonna have to hear both. You have to hear both options. Then you say it. Okay, you can't just
All right.
Okay.
Which Pixar property should get a Halloween special? Monsters Inc. or The Incredibles?
The Incredibles.
All right. Tiki goes first with The Incredibles.
Right. I think there's so much that can be done with an Incredibles Halloween special. You got like that 1960s aesthetic that just is perfect for the classic Halloween vibes. Edna Mode making Halloween costumes. Are you fucking kidding me? You can have a lot of fun with a Halloween-themed supervillain. You can have like trick-or-treating and family dynamics. Maybe it's Violet's last year going out trick-or-treating, and there's melancholy associated with that. There's so much that can be done. Unlimited potential.
Pergron?
If you want to talk about the perfect setting for a Halloween movie, it's Monstropolis, because we already know that instead of monsters and bats and stuff that are, the people there, it's going to be people and dogs, right? We're doing Halloween, and like instead of kids showing up as monsters, it's monsters showing up as kids doing trick-or-treating. It's going to be awesome. Instead of black cats, it's going to be like golden retrievers. It'll be a great inversion, but at the same time, we can tell a great story. Maybe Boo comes back and brings trick-or-treating and like makes it something that they understand too.
I'll give Tiki like 2 extra seconds there.
Okay. I feel like what you just pitched is basically a one-joke premise of like, hey, they're wearing monster costumes instead of kid, I think Monsters Inc. is just an inherently like it's average, it's mundane. It takes the scary and makes it mundane. The Incredibles embraces the scary.
Sorry, I had a cough coming on. Okay, yeah, I mean, the thing about Halloween is it's really kind of an interesting concept that we've come up with, and exploring it through a lens opposite of our own. Turning Halloween as we know it on its head would be a really fun way to examine how we celebrate the holiday, I think, for monsters.
All right, I think I'm going to call this one.
All right.
And the point will go to Tiki.
All right.
Yeah, the evil debater.
Like, I honestly think he had.
I was down 2-4, but now I'm back, baby.
You see how evil he is?
The speed round is the great decider, after all.
Mm-hmm. No, that was the right pick. I lost it after the one. I'm like, shit, I have one joke.
we have a ZS Carpuha said Mulan earlier for the princess one, and he like Tiki's answer. And if we have New Horizons here saying give them hell, Pergron. looks like the People's Champ still has some fans,
including the one who beat me last time.
Yep.
All right, this is it.
All right, so Dragon, what do you think? Which well should we dip into for this one?
Let's do the Star Wars question.
Okay, Star Wars.
Right.
I mean, we don't have any like good audience questions because we already,
The only other audience question we have so far is the other LEB one.
That's what I'm saying. We already used LEB. We're going to see if again, folks. I mean, well, now it's probably going to be too late. But if you have anything, we'll use it. If you have anything inexplicable you want to throw at us, otherwise we're gonna do this.
She loves Pergron, but I'm intimidated by Tiki's very evil arguments.
He's so satanic. I don't know what to tell you.
Butt cluck incarnate.
When he looks in the mirror, and instantly see Tiki has the ability to look in a mirror and just like make a Grinch-like face, and he instantly grows a mustache. But not just a mustache. To go with the mustache, he has eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
It's a night for eyebrows with Tiki.
I'm terrified by a man who can instantly grow a mustache and eyebrows.
You know what?
No, actually, what happens is Tiki grows a mustache
like,
and he removes it and he puts it on his, turns it into the eyebrow.
Oh no, he has a mustache eyebrow.
No, I can like give myself a clean shave in the morning, and by 5 o'clock I will have 5 o'clock shadow. Like I am one of those people. Like my mustache does grow pretty much instantly.
Yep.
Is the question which Muppet would you specifically cast as Longlegs?
Or would cast the entire movie?
I wouldn't want to do casting the entire movie.
Guys,
let's go with the Star Wars question. I feel like that's appropriate. We haven't touched Star Wars in a while.
All right, so Dragon, you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
You can read it.
All right,
read it.
Okay, read it, Pergron.
Why is Pergron the most handsome of the two debaters, and why do we love him so much?
Is it opposite day?
Okay.
By handsome, do we mean horribly disfigured?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Pergron now has 3 points.
No, you can't.
All right, but do that again, I will take 3 points. Take you down to 3 points.
Sorry, Tiki, you're a handsome prince too.
Oh, so I wouldn't go that far. You know, he's an adequate side character, but you know.
Damn, Dragon.
Side character, really?
Yeah, you're extra number 3.
To Dragon's Gaston, you're his LeFou.
No, look, I'm not even a supporting character. I'm extra number 5.
Oh God.
Okay then.
Okay, Star Wars.
So yeah, Evan, I'm vetoing your long legs question. I'm sick of doing Muppet questions. All right, I'm Muppeted out.
Which
what
Muppet
did you
should
just
long
say?
legs replace?
At least for
What did you just say?
at least for today, right? You mean as far as Muppets go?
I mean, yeah, just in the context of the debate, I feel like one Muppet question per debate. Like, I feel like we don't want to interrupt that balance.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we did like 2 last time, but that's because we like elevated one to like main question status.
All right.
But Dickie has a point. I'm not giving him a point, but he does have a point regarding the 1 Muppets per game.
All right. Okay, Jacob, hit him with the question.
Which Star Wars character should go up against the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Oh.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. All right.
Well then.
Go up again like giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or like tiny ones from the new movies?
No, it's the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Mr.
Okay.
Stay Puft.
We're gonna
Yeah.
go with
Yes.
Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how this turns out. It's Jabba the Hutt and Luke Skywalker versus the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Tiki, when you're ready.
I mean, you know what my argument's going to be. Jabba the Hutt is the most gluttonous guy in the galaxy. He's literally just going to eat the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's all you need to do. Just put that giant slug in front of the Marshmallow Man and just have him go at it. But not only that, Jabba the Hutt is also one of the most revered crime bosses in the galaxy. He's going to have a whole entourage of people making sure that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man stays at bay while he gets horrifically eaten by from the inside out by this giant slug.
Jabba the Hutt might be gluttonous, but he has a taste for the finer things. He only wants to eat the fancy stuff. He doesn't want fucking store-bought marshmallows. No, and he's slow. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is not going to just stand there and get eaten. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker is incredibly fast, an expert pilot, and also has the Force and a lightsaber. He's going to cut right through the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and roast him at the same time. He's going to cut through, boom, and it's going to be toasted marshmallows there and s'mores at the Ewok village by the time Luke is done with them. That's what I'm saying.
Jabba snaps his fingers and a whole entourage of people come up and just blast the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man away. It's not just one character that can bring him down, but if Jabba has the manpower to do that, then that's really going to, again, it's kind of the community. I kind of probably lost the argument there.
Jabba had an entourage and got choked out by a girl in a bikini. Jabba's not doing shit about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's just going to stand there and get squished. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, if anything's going to eat him. Luke is fast, he's agile, he's smart, he has a lightsaber, he has the Force.
All right, Dragon, so who will win this one? The people's champ or the heel?
Well, here's what I have to say to the heel. I can't believe you let him win. Heel my foot. I don't believe you. Jabba the Hutt. That was your pick. Jabba the Hutt.
Honestly, I wanted to go with a funny
The
answer.
slowest, most immobile Star Wars character versus a towering, big enough to step on a church. God, so I can't look at you right now. The point goes to
Pergron wins.
Yeah.
I was really debating between do I just win it now or do I go Max Rebo?
Plus, his answer was tasty too. Toasted marshmallows with lightsabers. I mean, come on.
You'll be invited to the Ewok Village, Tiki. We're all friends here. Thank you all, People's Champ. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, everybody. And I didn't say the word this time, so that's pretty sick.
All right, so Dragon, why don't you tell the fine folks what the words are?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, one was candy corn.
Candy corn.
Yep. See, if only we had that enthusiasm earlier. Let's see. We had Haunted Mansion. We had New Orleans Square and Spooky.
Wow, that was a dangerous one.
See, in hindsight, I wish Spooky were changed to Creepy, and then we would have had it said ad nauseum. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I almost said Haunted Mansion, and I'm like, I should say Manor.
I was like, I thought New Orleans Square was a pretty good pull, though.
Yeah.
With Haunted Mansion and the Pirates being in there. But it looks like the People's Champ wins yet again.
I let you win.
Oh yeah, Chavo is a throw.
I threw it. I gave the people what they wanted. That's what a true heel does.
Is that what really happened, or are you just telling yourself that?
That's exactly what happened, Jacob.
yeah, he picked the dumbest answer he could think of. Because why on the Tiki has a working, functioning brain? Of course, he would pick a good answer in his right mind. Why would he? What kind of stupid idiot would pick Jabba the Hutt?
Just said that he was thinking like, okay, I could just win it now, where I could give the funny answer. That was my brain, except I was like, I chose the funny answer. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Yep.
All right, so thank you for folks for tuning in. Thank you, LEB, for your contribution, and People's Champ, New Horizons, ZSRQ Puha, and we had Theme Park Priest and ZNK earlier.
Yep.
So that does it for this week, folks. And so tune in next month for another installment of Debates.
Yeah.
Disney Debates, I